Hello and welcome to another Sunday night meditation with the Human Values Collective. My name is Javier, and I am so excited to be your facilitator for tonight's meditation. As always, I like to start with an intention of why are we here? Why do we practice meditation in general? I am I may be that annoying friend that asks people, what is your spiritual practice? And, or do you have a meditation practice? And the most common answer that I get from people is something along the lines of, oh yeah, I know I should meditate. I know I should meditate more, but I don't. And so that makes me smile, that makes me laugh, because of course there's a lot of things that we want to do. Should, I'm getting away from should, because I don't want to should all over myself or anyone else for that matter. And I don't want to use need, I need to, because need and important are words that associate danger to the subconscious mind. And when you need to do something, you're much less likely to do it. I need to lose weight, but I would love to eat a cupcake. I think the cupcake's gonna win. So it's not that we need to meditate, it's that we would like to, because we know the benefits. When we're calm, we have the ability to increase our reasoning, our problem solving, our critical thinking, being able to be in relationship, have good relationships, being able to be sensual and sexual, being able to remember events in sequential order. All of these things go up when we're calm, and meditation is a way to get us calm. So when I'm thinking of I want to do anything, meditation included, my strategy, my winning strategy in life has been to create a group to do it together. Because same, if I, and I've gotten better at this over the years, but if my only strategy is like, I need to do this and I'm gonna buckle down and make sure it happens, it may work for a while, but it's not a long-term sustainable solution. My long-term sustainable solution has been do it as a group. So I'm inviting you today, tonight, to become involved in this group. If it's your first time, welcome. I see Vladi's here, Gretchen, good to see you. Welcome. And if you've already been part of meditation, I invite you to restate your intention to this is your once a week time where a group of people are gathering to do spiritual work. And I think that we don't have those spaces as often as we would like to. Maybe you do. Maybe you have a group that you meet with daily to do spiritual practice with. Shout out to 333 Meditation. Meets every single morning, 7:30 Central, to do yoga and meditation. If you would like the information on how to join that group, please send me a direct message and I can hook you up with that. But here we are, a group of people dedicated to doing meditation to access a place of calmness within us so that we can have an awareness of what are our values. And then once we have an awareness of what are our values, then we can take aligned action. Burnout is not enough aligned action. It's doing things that go against our values. So the more we can find our calm through meditation, get in touch with our inner being, what we call here our higher consciousness. I like to think of that as the most evolved version of us, that non-physical part of us that knows truly what we want. And when we're feeling happy and calm and joy, we're connected with our inner being. We're connected with our higher consciousness, spirit, if you will. When we're not feeling joy, when we're in some kind of emotional pain or turmoil, it's something to do with we're out of tune with our inner being. We're going against, we're still believing those illusions that say that we're not good enough. And that's what's causing the pain. The pain is actually the distance between the illusion we're believing at the moment and our true selves, which is perfect, beautiful, flawless, and infinite. So tonight, let's jump into our practice. We're going to do the Maypole meditation. And the intention for tonight is for us to set the stage and make space in which we can connect with our inner being, our spirit, our higher consciousness. The quality of our peace, our love, our truth, our nonviolence, our right action is directly correlated with our ability to make and sustain this connection to our inner being. And when we feel those thoughts come in, oh, I'm not good enough, or this or that, whatever the thought is that's visiting you, Andrea and I like to say, it's just a thought that's visiting you. When a thought comes up, then we can say, okay, what does my high C, what does my higher consciousness have to say about that? And high C can only respond with love. So that'll give you the clarity you need. So here we go, feet flat on the floor if you're in a chair, or sitting in easy pose. If you're on the floor, you're connected to the ground. You're breathing. Notice that you breathe in, and after you breathe in, you breathe out. Feel where your body touches the chair, if you're in a chair, or the floor, if you're sitting on the floor, or whatever you're sitting on. Feel where your body meets the surface that you're sitting on. Now, imagine you drawing a circle arm's length around you on the floor, and it's a circle that's golden white light. And if you complete the circle, just keep spinning like you're tracing that circle over and over again, golden white light. This sends a message to your subconscious mind that this is our space, that nothing can come into this space. This space is for you and your inner being, for you and your higher consciousness, for you and your high C. And whatever happens in this meditation, it's you who are in control. See me as a facilitator, but please drop any projections about me being whatever, anything beyond just the facilitator, because the truth is any one of us could lead this meditation with enough training and practice. So there's nothing special about me that any of you could not also do. So it's important that as I give you your instructions for this guided meditation, you repeat the instructions to yourself so that you're obeying no one else's command besides your own. And we're remaking this intention. We're connecting deeply with that part of us that does not change, the non-physical part of us, our inner being, our higher conscious, our high C. Now imagine we're all sitting in a circle, and at the center of this circle is a pole that extends way up into the sky. And from the top of the pole are many color ribbons, many different color of ribbons. And we're all sitting in a circle around this pole. We see the ribbons, we all stand up together, walk towards the pole, and just grab whatever color ribbon jumps out at you first. Grab that color in your left hand, that ribbon, and with the ribbon in your left hand, come back to the perimeter of the circle, sit down, and then just tug gently but firmly at the ribbon to feel that you are connected to the top of the maypole. Then you'll notice we're all connected in the same way. We're all connected to the top of the maple. Let's imagine that the top of the maple is the higher consciousness. And let's ask for 5 different energies to stream down from the higher consciousness down our ribbon. And we're just going to breathe in those energies. First, let's breathe in relaxing energy. Imagine relaxing energy streaming down your ribbon. You're asking for this relaxing energy to stream down your ribbon. And as it gets closer to you, imagine breathing in the form of golden white light, that energy. And it's relaxing every part of your body, every bone, every cell, every muscle, every organ. Every part of you is being relaxed to the perfect amount of relaxation that you need right now. Higher consciousness knows how much you need to be relaxed. You don't need to do anything except allow and keep breathing in that energy. Breathe out any stress or any concern or any worry. The worst that can happen here is nothing. The worst that can happen is have a little nap. And continue breathing in this relaxing energy, breathing out any stress or any tension. If there's a particular part of your body that's feeling tense right now, direct the energy to that part of your body with lots of love. And we're going to trust that that relaxing energy is doing what it needs to do right now. Next, we're going to ask for cleansing energy to stream down our ribbon. And as this cleansing energy is streaming down our ribbon, it gets closer to us, we breathe it in. And imagine that it's cleansing any part of us that feels old, grimy, not useful. You can imagine as water swirling around different parts of us, carrying with it any gunk, any grime, any thoughts that are not useful anymore. Maybe served a purpose at one time, but they're not useful anymore. Washing that away. And just imagine all of that gunk washing down to the floor and being absorbed by Mother Earth, who knows exactly what to do with it. And then you are just feeling clean, pristine, and new. At this time, take your hands and put your hands like little cups on your thigh or your lap, wherever they land naturally. This is a message to the subconscious mind that we're ready to receive whatever we're receiving during this process, during this exercise together. And now from the top of the maple, let's ask for healing energy to stream down our ribbon in the form of golden white light. It's streaming down the ribbon right now. And as it gets closer to us, we're breathing it in. We're breathing in that golden white light and allowing that healing energy to go wherever it needs to go to heal whatever is ready to be healed in us today. Some things are not ready to be healed, and that's fine. That's okay. Healing is always happening, by the way. But now that we're paying attention to healing, it's accelerating the healing that's happening. If there's a particular part of your body that is feeling pain, direct the light, the healing energy to go to that place. If you have any kind of disease or something that you're concerned about, send the light to that part of you. Otherwise, the healing energy knows where to go. We're just allowing it to do its thing. We're going to ask that healing energy to continue to do its work. And it's going to continue for the rest of the week and beyond, as we now ask for the 4th energy, which is strengthening and re-energizing energy, to stream down our ribbon from the top of the maple, from the high C, moving down, down, down the ribbon. As it gets closer to us, we breathe in that golden white light, and we send that to every part of our body, every muscle, every bone, every atom, every cell of our body is feeling the strengthening, re-energizing energy. Pay attention to any tingling feeling that you might have in any part of your body, That's good. And just as you breathe in that strengthening, re-energizing energy, breathe out any tiredness. Many of us are so tired all the time, and some of this is a physical exhaustion, but mostly it is a mental exhaustion because 99.99% of the thoughts on average that we think during the day are not contributing positively to our life and are draining us of a lot of our energy. And sometimes I catch myself overthinking and I just say, let me not think for the next 30 seconds. Automatically, consciousness grew in that moment. So we're breathing out any thoughts, any exhaustion, anything that is impeding us from demonstrating our strength in our daily lives. Anything that doesn't feel strong can go now, can be whipped away by the wind. Imagine a smog, and you can hear the wind whipping, howling through the leaves, and just in a massive gust, whoosh, whipping away all of that smog, all of the not clarity. And we can see clear and pure. We can see for miles now without that fog. Breathe in one more time, strengthening, re-energizing energy to give us the energy to do what we would feel so good doing and feel so good to have done in our lives. And we're going to ask that strengthening, re-energizing energy to continue to do its thing for the rest of the week and beyond. As we move on to the last and most important energy, the energy of love. And this is not romantic love, this is universal, unconditional love. We're asking from the high sea at the top of the Maypole to pour down through the ribbon in the form of golden white light. We're breathing in that unconditional love. And we're breathing out any ideas, any thoughts, any beliefs about being unlovable. If the high sea can love you exactly as you are, you also can love you exactly as you are. So much of life has taught us, not lovable yet, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. We're making a new agreement today that we're lovable exactly as we are. That we have this fountain of infinite love within us that we can tap into at any time to refill our love tank. Not to give the key to our happiness to someone else, because other people's love is limited by their capacity to love themselves. So the love of other people, unfortunately or fortunately, is unreliable, and sooner or later we are guided to find and access this deep well of love within us, this universal cosmic love. So we're breaking the agreement that we're not lovable yet, and we're taking all of that energy that it took to hold that agreement, and we're using all of that energy to make a new agreement that we are lovable exactly as we are. And if you will, with your physical hands, put your hands around yourself, giving yourself a hug, and say, I love me. I love me. Yes, I do. I love me. I've always loved me, and I will always love me, and that's the truth. And now luxuriate in this feeling of being unconditionally loved exactly as you are. This love you can have in a satisfying amount. This is the love that we're always looking for. This is the love that, when missing, causes violence and war and greed. This is the love that we can find in a satisfying amount, which is infinite amount. And with this love filling our heart, we can truly be incredible blessing for those lucky enough to be close to us on a daily basis. Go ahead and put your hands back like little cups on your thighs and knees, lap. And we are going to, now that we've filled our love tank, because what we have in our tank becomes toxic unless we share it. Water in nature, if it doesn't flow, becomes toxic. It is useful for us to share our love. So let's think of a person right now that could use some of this love, unconditional love. Think of difficult people too. Difficult people also need love. They wouldn't be so difficult if they had some more love, right? So bring that person, imagine there's a circle just outside your circle touching, and bring that person into that circle. They have their own space, you have your own space. Whoever this is, put your hands together in prayer hands with your fingers extended towards them. You're gonna breathe in from the high C, whatever they need in the form of love and kindness. And as you breathe out, you are sending and directing that love towards them. And once you're done, you can put your hands like little cups on your thighs and knees, wherever they fall naturally. And that's all you have to do. And if that person is not open to receiving the love, that's okay. The love will find someone else who's open to receiving it. We don't have to worry about consent there. But there will always be someone open to receiving your love, so it is never a waste to send love. Now let's think of a group of people, thinking children who don't have food, those who are lonely, people in hospitals, people who are sick, elderly people, people who are migrants who cannot work, who are doing their best to survive, people who are in war-torn areas, houses are being destroyed, families are being separated. We don't have to think very far to think of who could use some of this love, and bring that group of people now into that circle and put your hands together in the form of prayer hands and point your fingers at them. Breathe in whatever it is they need in the form of love and kindness, and as you breathe out, you're sending and directing that love and kindness towards them. Imagine like a mail person delivering the envelope. Do not need to know what's in the envelope. High C knows what they need. We're sending it to them as we breathe out. And go ahead and put your hands back in your knees. And now let's think of a certain place in the world that could use love. Think of the global map and pinpoint an area of the globe that we're sending our love to. Again, put your hands like prayer hands. Think whatever it is they need, we're receiving as we breathe in through the high C. And as we breathe out, we're sending it in the form of love and kindness to that group of people and that part of the world, intending for only the best things. And we are done. We're putting our hands back on our knees. And that's all we need to do. Some people think it's too simple, because the mind wants things to be complicated in order for that to feel effective, but it's often very simple things that actually work. I don't need you to believe anything, but we know from experience that your intention is powerful. Your intention is powerful. What we intend is very likely to happen. And if we did this every day, it would have a tremendous impact on the world. That's why, as we come together to do this work for ourselves, we're also helping the world to evolve. As we heal, the world heals. As we evolve, the world evolves. There's a massive ripple effect that is being caused by us gathering together today. So last thing is we say thank you to the high C. That high C is in all of us. The higher consciousness, it is part of every one of us. And so before we open our eyes, we say thank you to the high C for whatever we received today in this exercise. 99.99% we have no idea what happened, but we're very grateful for what happened. And then as we open our eyes and look at each other in a moment, instead of seeing that physical part of the person first, let's see the person connected to their higher consciousness. Let's see the person connected to their inner being. If we only look at a person's physical appearance, we're only looking at an infinitesimal percentage of the person, a fraction of who they really are. So as we see each other right now in a moment, and as we see people in our daily lives, let's see them, not just the physical or even the personality, but let's see also they are connected to higher consciousness. And when we see people in this way, oh, we see rightly. That which is essential is invisible to the eye. It's only with the heart that one can see rightly. Start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, stretch out your arms and legs, stretch in any way that feels good, and gently open your eyes again, refamiliarizing yourself with the space around you, reminding yourself of the date and the time and your immediate surroundings. My dear ones, will you share with us here, how are you now feeling after this exercise together?
Can I say something?
Please do, dear Sarah.
Like, I'm very sorry if my child who's trying to find his monster truck interrupts. But okay, so super amazing today. And I think Jamie's on the phone. So I've been trying to get in contact with my godmother for like the past 2 years. And I knew she was alive because she like would react to the things on like my brother's Facebook or whatever. And I don't have Facebook, but like I reach out to Jamie after she like said some stuff about her partner. Hold on, baby. Yeah, that's fine. You found your monster truck. Go upstairs, baby. Sorry. And so I called my godmother today and she picked up. And I was like, amazing. Amazing. Like she picked up, we talked for like an hour and it was so beautiful and so wonderful. And like I told Jamie, I was like, not that I'm gonna like contribute all of that to you, but like I'm gonna kind of contribute all that to you because she lives in Hawaii and my godmother lives in Hawaii on the same island, whatever. And I was just like, because before I had like talked to my godmother, I was like, can you just like, I'm like, what island are you on? Like, can you like just like send some cool things into the universe? And like, dude, all of this happened. And I was just like, this is why I love this group. Anyway, that's my story.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Sarah. That is like, I want to say amazing, but that's not a big enough word. Um, we've seen things like this happen, and it just the fact that they're on the same island, like Jamie, I don't know if you want to share, you can if you want to, but it's just like we cannot, and I'm trying to like be like, we don't need evidence. And we
Right.
already have evidence, but like when are we gonna start to actually have that like
Oh,
100% faith? You know what I
and
mean?
my
Like,
godmother was like, "Oh, the hospital that her partner's at, like that was probably the hospital that like she was just at because it's a small island." I'm sorry. I'm gonna go on mute. I'm sorry.
there's nothing to forgive, Sarah. You're good. Jamie, do you want to share?
I will share just a little bit. And hi, Sarah, nice to see your face. The beauty of all of this is I just leaned into all the goodness that we are building as a community together. And I think I just said something really simple like, I know it's tough when our families don't communicate with us in the way that we want them to or that we're trying to. The best that we can do is just to put love in everything that we do and with no conditions and all of that together. I really feel like this right here, the meditating, the community, the connection, the synergy that we all have that we're building literally together, whether this is your first time or your 100th time, with HBC, this is the magic that we're building. Who would have thought, we were so close physically, but the spiritual is really what closed the gap. It was a beautiful experience today. Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah. Um, I know that many of us went to a traditional school experience. I, I mean, I was doing meditation and practicing yoga at 6 years old in the Dominican Republic. So I a little different, but then I still went to school in the US. They may cover what we call in the mentors program. We're studying this right now in the mentors program. They may cover our physical body, our emotional body, and our intellectual body. The emotional, not as much as the other two. But then what we know to be true in, and true, I put a lot of quotes around true because I don't know what the ultimate truth is. But what I've witnessed and what I've been seeing in indigenous cultures around the world is there's also the intuitive body and the spiritual body. And those are just as much parts of our being. They're just as it's now we're starting to have the language issue, right? I'm trying to give language to things that are that they're difficult to describe, but we're getting better at it. The intuitive part of us and the spiritual part of us are just as real, if not more real, than the physical, the one we can see. But because we can see, taste, touch, hear, right? That's real. But what about the dog whistle? The dog whistle is the example that we use. You blow the dog whistle, you can't hear it, but you see the dog reacting. It's just because that is a frequency that human ear cannot hear, but it is real, even though we cannot hear it. How about the wind? The wind, we cannot see it, but we can feel it. So there's all of these examples. There's things that are happening around us, but we cannot see it, but you can feel that this is an experience that is real. This quote unquote, I don't even want to say the word magic, but all of these coincidences, it's just, I've seen it happen so much. And once we start directing our mind in that direction, like this is what I want, and if we do that as a collective, there's this book called The Power of Eight, where they're getting together, 8 people together, focusing on healing one person at a time, and they've seen incredible results with this. So I'm just telling you all, and this is a Napoleon Hill quote now, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. And I want to break down the word believe, and we will get to the value of the week in a second. The believing, it's true, so I'm gonna believe it. Think of believing as a verb. It's something that we choose to do, because whether you believe you're right or believe you're wrong, you are correct. That's what it means to be the creator of your own reality, the intentional creator of your own reality. There is a bundle of nerves at the top of the spine called the reticular activating system. I call it the body's Google. So when I'm in my pain body, as Eckhart Tolle calls it, and I ask a question like, what's wrong with me? The brain cannot help but to start listing all the reasons of the things that are quote unquote wrong with you. So instead of that, I'll catch myself and I say, what's right with me? What the heck is right with me? And again, the brain has no choice but to answer those questions. The quality of your life is directly related to the quality of questions that you ask. So we want to be impeccable with the language we're using. You've seen me be impeccable tonight with my language. We want to be impeccable with our language. We want to ask the right questions. And then we start to see the world through that context we're creating for ourselves. A definition that we came up with in the Human Values Mentors program is spirituality is a context through which to see life that gives us power. So from a spiritual perspective, if I am a sinner, how does that feel, y'all? I don't know about you, but I'm done. First of all, sin is an archery term. It means to miss the mark. That means you're living in a way where you're believing wrongly. You're believing in the illusion that you're not good enough and other people aren't good enough. That's sin. The opposite of sin is righteousness. Righteousness is to know that you are perfect exactly as you are right now, and so is everybody else. Yes, even that person. And yep, them too. Because everybody's trying their best, and everyone will get there in the end. Everyone's going to figure it out. But their path is not better than my path. My path is not better than their path. We're all doing our best, and we're all going to figure it out in the end. So let's have compassion for each other and for ourselves. That's what's going to get us there. That is a spiritual context. I'm choosing to see life in that way because it gives me more power, because it makes me feel good. And it's actually very useful to feel good, because when you feel good, you are calm. And if you are calm, you're not triggered all the time. You're not in fight, flight, freeze, fawn mode. If you are calm and you're feeling good and you're feeling joy and you're feeling enthusiasm, people, enthusiasm, yes, then you can actually discover your values, discover your gifts, and give your gifts fully to the world. Does anyone else have any comment before we introduce the value of the week? I've enjoyed this time together so far. Hey buddy, how you doing?
It's
Hi.
Javi. Say hi, Javi.
Hi, buddies.
He doesn't get that from me, I promise.
What's his name?
No, his name is Alex, but he just called you butt cheeks. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's totally appropriate. I am 1000% butt cheeks, so he nailed it. So good. All right, everyone. We end every session of meditation by reviewing the value of the week. If you are not receiving Human Values emails, send me a direct message so I can sign you up. But this is a community of close to 700 people now who are reading the value of the week every week and practicing it together. So this week, the value of the week through the lens of love is stillness. And our thought of the week is still waters run deep. This is a line from Aretha Franklin's version of Bridge Over Troubled Water. Our objective this week is to welcome stillness within us, to nurture both love and relationship with our truest selves, embrace moments of stillness as a space to reflect be present, and receive clarity. Stillness is a form of self-love and a space for you to tap into your power. So if someone wants to share on the microphone their immediate reaction reflection to the value of stillness and the thought of the week, still waters run deep, please go for it. You can also raise your digital hand, that works too. And just as you can see here, there's a meditation, a song, an activity, a story, and so on, different ways that you can practice throughout the week. There are future courses as well if you would like to go deeper into the practice of education and human values. Would anyone like to share?
I'll share. My initial reaction is that's, I feel like there's always so much going on in summer. There's always like festivals and street things, and still like many people are still going to work and kids are going to camp, and it's like adventure and travel, and there's all these things going on. And I just find that stillness. I have a big week coming up personally of a lot of chaos, fun chaos starting, and I think finding those moments of stillness are going to be very helpful in just being able to calm myself down and sort of be in tune with the world around me and the people around me.
Yes. Be in tune with the world around me and the people around me. This is so good. We use in tune, we use calibrate. If the guitar is out of tune, nobody wants to hear it, is not a good vibe. But as soon as we tune that guitar and strum that chord, ooh, it's the harmony. So being in harmony with the world around you and the people around you. Thank you, Morgan, for sharing that. And that's what we're here to do, because when we can tune, even in the chaos, we can become the calm in the storm, and that is a useful service, my people. Just even with chaos around you, if you can have even calmness, and it doesn't have to be calmness on the outside, doesn't have to be stillness on the outside, inner calm, inner stillness, that will automatically make whatever's happening better, because you're bringing that presence into the situation. You're lending your presence power to whatever is happening around you, and that is a huge, huge, huge gift. So I'm just here to remind you how valuable you are. You have a human value. You are valuable just by being human. And then you have human values like love, truth, peace, nonviolence, right action, and stillness that you can embody, yes, for your own benefit, for peace in your life, for love in your life, for good things, for creativity, for adventure. And embodying that example helps everyone around you, because everyone can look at Morgan and be like, wow, look at Morgan in just like a light in the world. How can I be like Morgan? And that is being an example, people. And we all have a taste of that. We all do that naturally, right? But the beauty of this group is that we're reminding each other of actually how powerful we are with that, and reminding ourselves to do it intentionally every week. Yeah? And that's why coming together and doing it as a community is so absolutely powerful. And it's inspiring that this many people are meeting every single week to be examples of emotional health in our community, because we need that. We need that. Thank you so much for being here this week. Bring a friend with you next time. We're here every single Sunday night, and we have so many other ways to get involved in the work we're doing. But for all of that, you can go to humanvaluescollective.org and see everything that we're up to. Please reach out to me if you need anything. I am at your service. And since Alex is here, I'm going to sing a song this time. If we can work together in peace and harmony, if we can work together, the I and you are If we can work together, how happy we will be. You've made today an amazing day just by you being you. There's no one like you in the whole world, and I like you just the way you are. Have a great rest of your night and week, and we'll see you next time, everybody. Peace.
Thank you, Javier.
At your service.